enough. Now, at this point in the show, we like to sit down and chew the fat about new cars and motoring issues.
Like, for example, why in Britain we have to drive at 50 miles an hour when they're doing roadworks to protect the workforce, which is never there.
Yes, OK, it's issues.
And why fully grown adults have taken to riding around the city on children's toys.
Yes, OK.
I think they're called bicycles.
All
is that the right word?
It's issues like that. It's a segment that we are calling Conversation Street.
Better than that, rather brilliantly, we have made a bespoke version of that sting for every single episode we're going to make for the next 3 years.
Yes.
How about that? But, hold on. The slight problem with that is that we were so busy doing that, we didn't actually think of anything to talk about in Conversation Street, did we?
We did.
Yeah.
What? Oh, you'll love this. James May, the world's slowest moving human being, has been caught speeding. Actually charged by the police.
Criminal. That's what he's actually quite proud of it. He did it on a Honda CBR 600RR sports bike.
Yeah, the thing was...
Hot thing.
Richard and I were genuinely astonished when he came into the office and said I'd been done for speeding. We're like, what? Until we found out how fast he was going.
James?
Yes.
How fast was it again?
37 miles an hour.
Madman! Oh, how did you even breathe at that kind of speed?
No, it's how did the police catch you? I mean, were they running?
Gentle jog, yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
The thing is, if you've been caught, because we genuinely don't believe anyone in the world has, but if you have been caught speeding at a speed less than 37, do honestly please write to us and let us know, because we don't think it's possible. And mark your envelope. I'm a tortoise.
And that is all we have time for this week on Conversations.
Whoa, hang on a minute.
What?
What, you're saying the first ever show and you just mock me for my speeding ticket, then we move on?
Well, it's a busy show. It's a busy show.
It is a bit...
Let's move on, because it's time for us to take a gentle stroll down Conversation Street.
Right, sticking with Aston Martin, they've teamed up with Red Bull Racing to create this. It's called the 001, OK? It has a V12, no turbos, none of that sort of hybrid witchcraft, yet it produces 900 horsepower in a car that only weighs 900 kilos. Staggering.
Well, more than staggering, that is actually a bit of a magic figure, because that means it has 1 horsepower per kilogram, and no other car gets close to that.
Not even remotely close. A Vulcan's nowhere near, barely half that.
Yeah.
It's staggering. The only problem I have with this, you just have to look at it. See, there's another angle we've got here. Look at that. You know that car is going to be all about aerodynamics and particularly downforce. And I hate downforce.
Well, what do you mean you hate downforce?
Because they tell you that you can go around a 90-degree bend at 100 miles an hour because of the weight of the air pressing down on the body. It's like having an invisible elephant. What if the elephant falls off?
It's not a real elephant.
Yes, but
can't
you
fall
can't
off.
see. How can you trust something you don't see?
Wait. No, I'm with him, because what if you drove through a sudden vacuum?
Well, that's not going to happen either, is it? It's not a real elephant.
Hammond,
You don't-
listen. There has to be a speed in a car with active downforce like that one, where you go around a corner too fast for the tyres, too fast for the mechanical grip, but not fast enough for the downforce to be working. So you'd have to say to the police, I crashed because I wasn't going fast enough. It's true.
Potentially.
Well, there's another point, actually, because the handling is going to depend on the weather, isn't it? Because if it's a really hot day, the air will be thinner.
No, thicker.
No, it's thinner on a hot day. That's why helicopters
See,
can't
I'd be
fly.
messed up already because I'd have the wrong...
Well, exactly, but that's the point. So you've got a really hot day, and you don't really want to be driving a car where whether or not you get round a corner depends on whether or not the sun's out.
So you now want weather forecasts to include cornering speeds?
It's not just weather, altitude. You could drive that car around a corner at 100 miles an hour in Holland, sea level, but what we hit, 6,000 feet up here? 6,000 feet up here, you'd barely be able to get around at 3 miles an hour. You'd crash it into a tree or a visible elephant.
They are real.
That's
They
what
are
would
real.
happen. Exactly. I just, honestly, downforce, I don't like having to trust something you can't see. It's like North Korea.
Or the contraceptive pill. What's an overshare?
OK, there's actually another hypercar I want to draw your attention to. Replacement for the Veyron. That is the Bugatti Chiron. It's got a quad-turbo 8-litre W16 engine, which every minute inhales 13,000 gallons of air. It's unbelievable. 1,500 horsepower, and the top speed is limited to 261 miles an hour.
Yeah, they do say it would do 288, but that would be irresponsible on the road.
It's got diamonds in the speakers for better sound quality.
Of course it has, yeah.
Oh, good, you like this. At top speed, the force on each tyre is 3,800 G. A man dies at 9 G. If you drive the Chiron flat out, it'll drain its tank in 9 minutes.
9 minutes? Hang on a minute. 261 miles an hour at 9 minutes. That means you'd have to fill up for fuel every 39 miles.
Yeah.
Well, actually, slightly less, because you can't drive until you run out. You'd have to start looking for a petrol station. So...
Yes, James, it really isn't a practical car, is it?
Can I give you the most amazing stat, though? It's not about the car itself, it's about the people who are buying them, OK? They've got 200 orders so far, and the average person who's ordered one already has 64 cars, 3 helicopters, 3 jets, and 1 yacht. Zoomer. He's got one on order.
Didn't say that. Didn't say that.
Should we move it on?
In South Africa, OK, there are 35 carjackings every day.
Every day?
Every day, 35.
I've got to say, well done. That's an amazing figure. I can't believe it. That's just, how have you got time to come here? Because you've got stuff to do.
Well, no, they've all come here in someone else's car.
Oh, so you've already done it. I got it.
But what they don't realise is they're all walking home.
OK.
But anyway, look, I've done a bit of research. The most commonly carjacked cars, are the VW Polo, the Toyota Hiace, and the Toyota Hilux.
But those are all the best-selling cars in South Africa.
Exactly, the VW Polo is the best-selling car in South Africa.
So why would you buy a car which increases your chance of being shot in the head and your car being stolen? Why wouldn't you all just buy a car that nobody would want to steal?
Yeah, no, because if I lived here, I'd get something... Well, not one of those. I'd get something like a beige Volvo estate.
That's just a car you want. You're using it as an excuse to get your dream car.
Look, Hammond, I've explained it to you before. Having a Volvo estate, is a bit like needing to go to the dentist. It's going to happen. You've got to get it out. Just do it.
Well, I don't want to just get it over with. That's like going to the dentist and saying, take all my teeth out because they're going to fall out. Or go to that barber's. Oh, just pull it all out. It's going to fall out. Go to the doctor. Oh, can you just stop me being able to retain my urine? It's going to happen too. I'm going to bury myself and get it all over with once and
He
for all.
has got a point, seriously. Let's enjoy it before we have to have the Volvo. Exactly, but why do you all buy cars that you're going to get carjacked in? Has anyone got a Volkswagen Polo here?
Well, how do you
You
know?
have.
That's what you think.
Did you buy that for yourself? Your dad bought you a Volkswagen...
Oh, nice gift.
What sort of madness is this? Has anyone got a Toyota Hilux? Yeah, this is insanity.
Is it yours?
What did you start out with this morning? It's unbelievable. Anyway, listen, we've got to move it on. Because here in South Africa, people have a very interesting approach to preventing car theft. Got a picture here of one man's solution.
Yeah, that's a python.
Yes, now there's no question it's going to work. I would not steal a car that had that on the dashboard. However, a python's not like a burglar alarm. You can't turn it off.
No.
When you come back to your car, how do you say to the snake, it's my car, don't strangle me?
You can't.
I'm pretty sure you can't train a python, can you?
No, you can't. That's why you never see sheep snakes or guide snakes for the blind. They're never caught on. Never happen.
I have to say, in England, we've got an even more stupid solution, OK? This chap's come up with an idea called Bike Mine. Got a video of him here explaining how it works.
It can be attached quickly to protect almost any personal possession you store outside or in a garage or shed. Its robust steel construction is covered in a rubber skin to protect your property. Bike Mine is safe because the detonators are self-contained and legal to own and use. Bike Mine is reliable because there are no batteries to run down and only one moving part.
What I can't understand is he said it could also be used to protect any other personal property you may have.
Well, like a Ming vase.
Are you worried about your child being kidnapped? Simply hang this bomb round their neck.
So, moving on to Jordan, weirdly.
Now it's time for us to check our mirrors and make a smooth left into Conversation Street.
It is. Now, I have to say, James was very, very excited about coming to Whitby because he'd heard that it's the centre of the British jet industry. He was very much looking forward to spending a couple of days maybe looking at old drawings of Concorde. But then he discovered that Whitby Jet is actually this.
It looks like coal.
It is coal.
Is it?
Thing is, though, they've worked out, obviously, you can't burn coal anymore because Al Gore goes nuts and a polar bear falls over. So they polish it up and then say it's precious.
That's interesting, this, because I've got the blurb here from Whitby's oldest retailer of the stuff, and it says, unlike other gemstones, jet is actually fossilised wood.
Yes, because unlike other gemstones, it's coal.
Yeah, but
It's coal, isn't it? That is coal.
unlike other gemstones, Hammond, it's a lot cheaper.
Well, yes, it would be.
Well, no, seriously, though, you can get a jet ring look for 32 quid.
Well, you get a sack of it for 10 quid. It's coal.
Thing is, though, no, we were thinking the other day, you know car makers now, they use, like, bamboo and ash and walnut and carbon fibre to decorate bits of a car. Why don't they use jet?
Exactly.
Anybody'd like to have some jet in their car?
Actually, we've been doing a little bit of experimenting, Hammond. I've made a prototype. This is a gear stick with a jet knob on the top. It's brilliant. I mean, it's not polished yet, but you change gear. It does make your hand a bit dirty.
But no, that's a handy reminder.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right, because, you know, sometimes you drive an unfamiliar car, you're on the motorway, and you think, oh, did I change into sixth? Yeah, I did. I know.
Here's some conversation.
Oh, good.
For Conversation Street. Bad news, there is a problem right now in this country. Not enough people are learning to drive. Seriously, in 2007, just over 16,000 driving tests were conducted. Last year, that had dropped to 4,650.
It's a true fact. In less than 10 years, 16,000 down to 4,000.
That's a big issue.
And I know why. It's because kids leave school these days. They've no idea who Hitler was. They can't add up. They just know cars are bad. That's all they learn. Cars are bad, cars are bad, cars are bad. And then when they do get out of school after work, you know, after school's finished, they go around and you just see speed cameras and traffic jams and signs saying, please don't overtake cyclists. And they think, well, what's the point?
There's no point learning to drive. I might as well just use Uber.
Exactly. Now, if I were a car maker, I would be fighting like a Kilkenny cat to make sure every car I made was as interesting and as amazing as possible. But instead, Renault, they give us a cad jar. How many children are going to say, oh, if I work really hard and get my homework done, one day maybe I can have a cad jar?
Because that's the car they grow up seeing. Worse still, Nissan Juke.
You really hate the Duke.
No, I hate it.
He does hate. No,
I
he genuinely hates.
I object to it existing. It shouldn't exist. I loathe it. On the motorway, you see them with their stupid, like, double bug eyes. Smug little bug. If I see one, I'm mad. I can't help myself, and it's cruel, and I'm sorry if you're in one, but I do. I see them.
I was driving along with him the other day. I was busy telling him a story and he was looking out the window going, I hate him, I hate him.
I hate them.
What's the most boring car on sale in Britain today, do we
Question.
think?
Get out. Get out.
Security, kill him. Brown Astons, I tell you what, if I were the boss of Volkswagen, I'd go and find the man who did, what's that tall Golf called?
Oh, the SV?
SV, that's it.
Yeah.
The one that, it's like a Golf, but for people who have stovepipe hats. And I would bludgeon him with a tyre iron. Why did you do that? Nobody wants one.
Just to be fair, I think VW have bigger concerns at the moment.
OK, I want to talk about the Oxford Ring Road. I know it's miles away from here and it's miles away from anybody watching, but the thing is, OK, for the last 2 years, they've been working on slightly shrinking 2 roundabouts and putting some traffic lights up. Now, do you know how much the budget was for that job?
2 roundabouts, 10 grand a roundabout. I'd say 20 grand overall.
£9 million.
Million.
£9 million. Can you imagine the builder's face when he came out of that meeting? They're going to give me £9 million to shrink a couple of roundabouts.
Well, that's why it's taken him 2 years. He had to make it look like £9 million. Really difficult.
This is not a word of a lie. £9 million would buy you a 30,000 square foot house, OK, like this. That is a £9 million house to build.
You can have that or 2 shaved roundabouts.
Yes.
For your £9 million.
No, actually no, because, and this again is not a word of a lie, a few months ago, Builderman, and it must have been a bet, he went back to the council and he said, I need another £1 million.
And they paid.
And they paid! They paid!
He probably shuffled in, I broke my spade. Another £1 million? Yes, of course, I have it.
Can I be cross for a moment with BMW?
It'd be difficult to stop you, yes.
The thing was, last year, they introduced this. They went, look at that. And everybody went, that is fantastic. It's an homage to the old CSL Batmobile from '72. And everyone's going, God, when are you going to start making it? They said, no, we're not. We just made it just to show you what we could make.
So why did they show us?
Just
why did
don't
they do that? Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter because they've come up with something else instead. This look. This is actually an homage to the original 2002, which is the old car on the left. And that, I think, actually looks pretty fab.
It does.
Are they going to make it?
No.
Well, show it to us then. Look what we could make, but we're not. It's a good job BMW don't run the emergency services, isn't it? Oh, look, you have drifted a long way from shore there, haven't you? We could drag you back behind our speedboat. Will you? No, we just wanted you to know that we could.
What they're being is prick teasers.
Oh, you can't say that. I don't think you can say that.
Not sure you can say.
No, I don't think you can say that.
When you say prick tease? Is it allowed
Top
today?
tease, that's no different. You've just changed the name. It's a
not
different
the word.
way of saying prick or dick.
It's a penis tease. It doesn't matter.
Conversation Street's taken a really bad turn.
The point I'm trying to make is BMW must stop doing that.
Whatever it was.
Now, if we had a Grand Tour medal, and we don't, but if we did, I know who the first recipient would be. Because we heard this amazing story the other day. You know, speed camera vans sit at the side of the road, blacked out windows, civil servants sitting inside watching YouPorn, OK, waiting to... That's what it is, waiting for someone to trip his camera. Now, someone the other day snuck up behind the speed camera van, quietly undid its number plates, put them on his own car, and drove past at 100 miles an hour. I mean,
Well done, you, sir. Top work. Let's move it on. It's time for us to make a gentle left into Conversation Street.
OK, right, I want to begin with the new Ford GT. Got a picture of it here. Now, this is... Well, you remember the last GT they did? That was just an homage, really, to the old GT40. This one, they say, is actually a racing car on the road. It's got a twin-turbo, 3.5-litre V6, 7-speed flappy paddle box, more than 600 horsepower. The problem is, though, I can't think of any racing car that works on the road, really, ever.
No, they don't.
They don't. I mean, the Nissan GTR, fabulous car. Track edition, rubbish. It's undrivable.
Yeah, no, it's a very good point because a racing car on the road is a bit like trying to play tennis with a cricket bat. It's technically possible.
It's two totally different disciplines. The only trouble is that looks so good, I do find myself going...
You bought the last GT, didn't you?
Yes. Thank you for reminding me, Hammond. Yes, I did.
Did that go well?
No, it didn't go.
Oh, did it not?
No, it didn't. The problem was the insurance company said it had to have a burglar alarm, which blew usually when my daughter was doing a school play and ruined it. And it had to have a tracker. And there is nothing on God's earth more annoying than a tracker.
I mean, I've got a tracker. It doesn't bother me in the slightest.
No, that's because you'll have a little special place on your hall table with a pencil outline. Oh, right, I've got my keys and I must remember to take my tracker because you're organised and I'm not.
There'll be one for your tracker, one for your keys, one for your little penknife, one for some change in case you need.
Yeah, with the 10p's and the 2p's.
Screwdriver for mending your glasses.
He will, oh, he will.
No, I won't. It lives in a... It just has a little pouch. You just hang it on the
does
hook
it?
and then you take it.
Pouch.
Yes, I've
He's
got a
got a
holder.
pouch for his tracker.
Especially for the tracker.
Well, yeah, because...
What's it made of?
Well, leather, I suppose.
Little leather pouch. Did you make it yourself?
No, it came.
It's a little leather pouch.
It came with the car.
Did it?
Believe it or not.
Oh,
yeah.
so Ferrari sold it to you? Was it £600? I bet it was.
No, it just came with the car.
It was. You don't think Ferrari give it away? The stripes on your Ferrari, okay? Two stripes, a bit like on that Ford. There are 2 stripes. How much did you pay for those stripes?
Well, they were an option. They were £6,000.
Listen, this is why I drive a Golf GTI, okay? Because you don't need an alarm, you don't need a tracker, and it's 5 insurance groups lower down than the previous Golf GTI, that one.
Wow.
It is. It's because you can't crash it.
Bet I could.
Anyway, have you two seen those new pedestrian traffic lights in Trafalgar Square, which, if you're watching in America, is in London, which is in Britain?
These are yes. These are the ones that have got the two blokes on them, isn't it?
James, don't be sexist.
What is it?
No, because what if you're a lesbian?
Oh, you put 2 women on it.
Well, then what if you're straight?
A man and a woman?
Yeah, but
I don't
traffic
know.
lights are only this big. You can't have a man and a man and a man and a woman and a man who isn't sure and a woman and a woman and...
What if you just want to cross the road?
What? It's like being in the 70s with you two. Crossing the road is now an opportunity for you to express your sexuality.
Yeah.
It is. That's why they've come up with these traffic lights in London.
What are they for?
Oh, they really have. They really
They're
have.
real.
Yeah, they are for real.
What's that one on the right, then?
Hello, transgender.
What? So hang on. Only
Yeah.
What?
Transgender traffic lights.
I didn't know that.
So only transgender people can cross when that's green.
No.
When it goes red, does that mean it's not okay to be transgender?
That's
what
a
do you
good
make
point.
of
That
it?
is a good... I don't know what happens when it goes red, because there's no way they're going to say it's not a... No, I don't know.
And what has any of this got to do with crossing the road? That's all you want to do. It's nothing to do with expressing your sexuality. It's the wrong time. I want to cross the road. All I want to do at that point is work out how to go to the other side. And by that, I don't mean... No. I mean... of the road. Maybe you're right, it is.
Right, now, can I talk about Alfa Romeo?
No. First, it is now time for us to engage reverse and park neatly in a marked space on Conversation Street.
Right, now, which nation on earth has the worst police cars?
Ooh, that's some good conversation. I like that one. The worst police cars, you see, it's definitely not the Americans, is it? Because they have those Crown Vics and their rear-wheel drive V8s. That's what you need.
Yeah, no, they're good police cars,
Good, so it's
not
not
the
them.
Americans.
It's us. It's
What,
the
the
British.
British? Really?
Yeah. We have those dreary little Vauxhall diesel Astras, Opals, if you live here.
Or if
They're
you're in America,
terrible.
those miserable little Chevrolets that are actually Deus. Yeah,
Yes.
awful.
Most countries around the world would traditionally have always had a police car that was made there, one of their own cars, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, that's not what they used to do here.
In Holland?
No.
You don't surprise me.
What they actually had for many years, about 30 years, was Porsches.
What?
The police used Porsches, yeah. Remember? Yeah.
Do you know, I'd forgotten that. You're right,
They did. They did.
How did they persuade the government?
It's masterful.
money.
It's genius. Absolute respect to everybody who did it. What they did was say, right, we need a Porsche because it's air-cooled and the engine is at the back. And that would be really handy if ever we have to reverse at high speed for a long time.
They actually said that.
They did, and this gets better, and I'm not making this up. They did say this. They need a car where you can remove the roof so you can stand on the seats to address traffic in an emergency situation. So what they need is a 911 Targa and matching sunglasses, I presume. Yes.
Did they also say, and it comes with 911 on the back, which is our telephone number?
Thing is, it doesn't end there. They're still at it because the cycle cops around here, and there's a lot of them, they managed to persuade the government that they need mountain bikes.
Well, here.
In Holland. It's the flattest country on earth. And they need mountain bikes.
But-
No, so much see a mountain. What?
The best thing... The best thing is, it gives us an opportunity to have one more look at a photograph of the Dutch mountain cop
Yes.
police. There they are. Now, let's talk about otters.
What?
No, I want to talk about otters. You see, a few years ago, somebody in Holland worked out that there were only 185 otters in the entire country.
Yeah, Jeremy, it's a car show.
Bear with me, OK, because I've got the figures here. In 2014, 21 of these otters were run over. OK, in 2015, 49 were run over. You only have 185 otters in the whole country, and in 2 years, you flattened 70 of them under your car.
What is your problem with otters?
Thing is, though, I don't want people to get the wrong impression. I don't want everyone to think that Dutch people go around murdering animals. Let me explain. Recently, the government here spent €150,000, and that's £150,000, £160,000, £170,000.
Yep, that's Brexit for you.
We
There it is.
can't even afford to put mayonnaise on our chips now here anymore. Anyway, they spent €150,000 on a bridge over a road so squirrels could cross safely. We've got a picture of the bridge. It's a substantial thing. You know this bridge? Is this a famous bridge?
That's a squirrel bridge.
Yeah, it's a squirrel bridge. Anyway, how many squirrels do you think have used it?
A squillion.
I can see where you're going with that one, James. No, it isn't. I've got the figures here. CCTV footage has revealed in 2014, 3 squirrels used it. In 2015, it was used only twice.
Why didn't the third squirrel use it again in 2015?
Probably got run over.
Yeah. Why somebody mistaking him for an otter? Get it, get it.
Now, you probably read the other day, the Dutch are taking a view on whether to allow people to, how can I put this, assisted dying if somebody feels as though their life is complete. Okay. Now, this is something that occupies me a lot, I'll be honest with you, because I sometimes think, no, have I done enough now?
Yes.
No, you know, when would it be appropriate for me to think, time to end?
Now.
May I get on with it?
Yeah, do it now.
No, but what I want to say is, OK...
I'll get the forms, there can't be many.
The time comes... The time, I think, comes when you stop wanting to be an idiot. That's the time when you've done enough.
Oh, I know what you mean.
No, actually, you are right. Because I think it's the moment where you go into a big department store and you go into the kitchenware section and you see a tea cosy, but you don't put it on your head.
Exactly. Not putting things on your head is a sign it's time.
And the time you don't want to put gloves on your ears and pretend to be a reindeer.
I think that's just you, Hammond.
It's just me, isn't it?
Here's the moment I think you know. You're driving up a motorway, there's a train track next to you, a train comes, could be one of those fast ones. The day when you don't try and race the train, that's the day.
Yes.
I have to race the train.
Yes.
I have to go faster than the train so everyone on the train looks at me and goes, I've made the wrong travel choice. Should have gone in the car,
Yes.
it's quicker. If you're ever on a train and you look out of the window and you're overtaking me and I can't be bothered to race you, it's because I'm on my way to the new Dutch death clinic. And that is the end of Conversation Street.
Now, if you have children... Right now, it's time to drop in a cog and hook a left into Conversation Street. Serious, it's serious.
It is serious stuff, this.
Now, look, in Britain, we're always being told that the Scandinavians are brilliant at driving, and that's because, well, of course they would be, because they have to deal with all that snow.
They're brilliant because what they do most of all is crash.
Well, you're absolutely right, as it turns out, because I've got some interesting statistics here. In Britain, 1.2% of accidents result in fatalities. Here, I'm afraid, it's 5.1%.
Yeah, and it's not just the Finns either, if I may be so bold. Our senior international producer, that's his job title, came over to Finland the other day, rented himself a BMW at the airport, not a Ford or an Opel, you'll note, a BMW, and on his way to the location here, this happened.
It did.
He did. When I say he's our senior international producer, he's now our junior international producer.
Well, our junior local producer. Very local, specifically the stationery company.
Yeah, that's...
He can produce that.
That's all he's in charge of from now. How did he do that?
Thing is, what I don't understand is how the Finns managed to go fast enough to have a crash of any sort at all. Because the speeding fines here are insane. They're means tested, which means a guy here recently was caught doing 49 miles an hour through a 30 zone, and he was fined €112,000. That's a speeding fine.
Are they really that high in Finland?
€112,000.
€112,000.
Imagine getting that in the post.
Well, it's interesting, actually. There was a Finnish minister recently said that the government needs those speeding fines to balance the books, they said. They actually said speeding is good for the country.
There we go.
That's actually what
It is. Every country.
Right.
Yeah.
We should adopt that.
Speeding is good for you.
It's a social duty.
Bit more conversation for you.
Oh, good.
I think, with the exception of Rolls-Royce, Volvo now make the best car interiors of anybody.
No.
They do. They're very,
you're right.
very good.
No, weirdly, I don't like it, but I agree with you, because I went in the new S90 the other day, and the interior is superb.
No, we've got a picture of it here. And
Yes,
the thing
that
about
one.
it is they use pale colours. They've got pale-coloured seats, pale-coloured carpets, pale wood, and that makes it feel light and airy and spacious. Yeah. The only problem is that in one of those you couldn't enjoy a chocolate Magnum ice cream.
It's all right, I don't eat ice cream. I think it's something to do with being straight. What?
What? Are you applauding him? What do you mean? Are you saying everyone who likes ice...
Well, I mean,
So you're saying
ice
all-
cream is a bit, you know...
You're saying all children are homosexual?
No, but there's nothing wrong with it. But a grown man eating an ice cream, it's, you know, it's a bit... It's that way rather than that way. It just... It is...
Welcome to the inside of Richard Hammond's head.
I'm right. I can't believe
thing
you
is-
can't see that. It's a fact. It's easy. It's in front of you.
You could enjoy a 99 in there.
You mean a 69?
No, 99. But you couldn't have the chocolate thingy.
My case rests.
No, the chocolate thing.
Do
you
I?
know what
Exactly.
I mean.
No, but if you had a Volvo, if you had that Volvo, you could have a white Magnum...
True.
Or a Milky Bar.
Yeah, but not a double-decker.
Well, a flake is worse.
No, double-decker's worse. Double-decker, do you all know what I mean by the double-decker, right? Because it is unique among chocolate confectionery items. Take a bite as you're driving along, and a bit about this big, OK, silently breaks away. Goes down between your legs and melts. So when you get out of the car, everybody thinks you've had some kind of trouser accident. Big brown stain, right?
I know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Happen.
Yeah. A flake is worse.
No, it just
A
isn't.
flake is advertised as the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate. It is worse.
This is a hot topic on Conversation
It
Street.
is.
And I think we should settle it here and now. I'm going to go into our travelling box. Our travelling box of chocolate confectionery, and I'm going to... Let's settle it. Competition, yes?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you James's flake.
The flake.
You, the double-decker.
Right, so I'll
Sorted
just
out.
turn
Eat
that
it
over
your-
so
your
then we'll
notes
see
there, yeah.
how much spills off as I eat the flake.
Yeah.
Not much, right,
This
ready?
is scientific.
Here we go. Oh, some of it's already crumbed. This is cheating, this one.
OK, no, clear away the debris. It
No,
has to
I
be-
need to... Jesus.
That's part of eating it.
It isn't part of eating. I haven't even begun
Yeah, but
now,
you've got to
right?
unwrap it. Cheat.
Only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate.
Oh, God.
Tastes like chocolate.
Jeremy, you know that advert, Girl in the Field of Poppies? We're not seeing that right now.
I am.
I'm not.
Right, ready? Watch this.
He's going in. First bite. Oh, it's a big fall of chocolate. It's a heavy sprinkling, that.
A light dusting of chocolate.
Light dusting, yeah, OK.
Right, James May.
Moving over to this corner, James May and his double-decker. This is exciting, isn't it?
This is a great car programme.
Groundbreaking stuff, yeah.
Quiet, please.
I can't believe this hasn't been done before. He's going in. He's taking a bite. His paw on that. His teeth. Oh! It's a catastrophic fall! The clear winner!
The double-decker is worse than the flake. There's the flake. There's the double-decker.
So there, using science, we have now established...
If you've got a Volvo, don't have a double-decker.
Ever.
Or an ice cream, because he... Oh, no, forget it.
Let's move a little further along Conversation Street, shall we? A few weeks ago, Amazon, they ran an advert for our show, and we were rather pleased. You see, it's got everything in.
Yeah, a sense of travel.
Logo, and there's even the goat.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's everything you need there.
All you need for the advert. I can show you here. It's on the screen. It's good, isn't it? Yeah. All the essentials are there. Everything you need. Everything you need to see.
Actually,
All the important stuff.
Hammond, I'm sorry to have to do this to you, but before the show launched, Amazon did another advert, OK, which somebody sent to me on a tweet, which I did a screen grab of, so the quality's not very good, but I have brought it along, OK? Here it is.
Oh, for God's sake.
I like their marketing department a lot. I think that's enough Conversation Street, so let's...